So to begin with, one of the things that is a problem with kind of exclusion in principle is that integrated sports or mixed sports between boys and girls provide certain benefits that segregated sports don't. So Heather Reid, is a philosopher who's written the introduction to the philosophy of sport, draws on her own experience of playing integrated sports when she was growing up, and she argues that sports where boys and girls play together have important benefits that people might miss out on if they're competing in single-sex environments. So she writes, integrated sports, especially in youth competition where sex-based performance differences are smaller, teach boys and girls not only that they can compete, but also that they can work together as a team. Even when the level of competition consistently favors one sex over the other, i.e. in rugby or long-distance swimming, male and female athletes can still train together, compete on mixed teams, and cultivate virtue as members of a single practice community. So the idea here is that there's going to be some kind of advantages that come up. So specifically in teamwork, in forming this kind of practice community, we might also think that other advantages that aren't listed here could be elevating the level of girls' sports. So at the moment, perhaps unjustifiably, a lot more investment has been going into boys' sports than has been going into girls' sports. And as a result, facilities, training, equipment, all of these things are going to be of a higher quality when it comes to boys' sports. And so if we have mixed sports, then one potential advantage for girls is that they could take advantage of this investment as well. So in my view, I think Reid does a good job of making the case that if we do have sex segregated sports, so girls have rights to exclude boys from their sports, then that's going to be something that causes them to miss out on certain benefits. So these benefits of, teamwork that's coming between interaction between different sexes, and creating this kind of virtuous practice community. So it's worth taking a step back though and thinking about how this actually fits into our question. So in our question, we're not talking about the wording given specifically is about sporting competitions. So some of the things that Reid says talk about practice. So it seems perfectly consistent to accept that we could have a strong moral imperative to have integrated practices, but maybe not integrated competitions. So there's a concern here that we wouldn't be missing out on the benefits that Reid suggests, even if we, still had sex segregated competitions. Another thing that is worth noting here is that what Reid talks about is kind of benefits that are accessible from mixed competitions. And so even if we talk about this in the language of competitions rather than language of practice, it seems like the benefits she suggests may not actually have much of a bearing on this question of moral rights. So we talked in the first lecture when we were considering our kind of primer on moral rights about Dworkin's conception of rights as trumps. And so just a brief reminder, the idea is that if you have a genuine moral right to something, that's something that is going to have priority over all other kinds of considerations when making a decision. So Reid's argument might be that mixed sports have advantages, but this can be something that's true. But if they aren't of the right kinds of advantages, if they violate rights in some sense, then the rights claims are still going to have priority. And so we can still accept that good results might be passed up through sex segregation, but this might not be something that is enough to offset the other arguments that we've seen which try to generate rights claims, because those are going to trump, they're going to have priority.